Good morning, everyone. This is Tabitha with Haystack Creations, and I hope everybody's having a good morning. It's a nice day here, and I've got my iced coffee I've been drinking, and I am ready to do a project. What I'm doing today is I am wanting to make a steampunk tag. So I thought that I'd bring you guys on the journey with me. I've not ever messed with steampunk, so this is going to be all new to me and we're gonna see how it goes. First thing I need is I need to have me a base for a tag, and since I'm going to be doing uh, the Tim Holtz crayons and using water and um, working with the embossing powder, the embossing glazes, and things like that, I want to use me a good paper that is thicker than just regular cardstock. So I am going to tear me off a piece of this mixed media paper. Well, I can't get it closed. Mixed media paper, and that is what I'm going to use for my base. So I need to get that cut down to a size 3 by 6 because that is the size I want my tag to be. So let me cut this off here, these little pieces here, and we'll make our 3 by 6 tag. So I've got 3 inches wide, and we're going to do 6 inches long. 6 inches long. Be a good size tag. Alright, so we've got the tag cut out. Now I'm wanting to do a I'm not wanting to keep it just flat. I'm wanting to emboss it. So I'm going to use my Big Shot. Let me get it over here. This little joker's heavy. So I got my Big Shot, and I've got this folder here. It's got gears on it. Well, you can see it, but it's got gears on it. So that is what I'm going to use. I've got some paper here, but it's got some medium on it. But that's what I'm going to use. I want to use this embossing folder. So I'm going to put my tag in there. I'll put it in there. And now I'm going to emboss it. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen an embosser, how it works. But this is a Big Shot. And I'm going to put my little folder down. I'm going to put this little thing on it. I'm going to slide it up there. And then I am going to turn the wheel. And then I'm going to come back one more time just to make sure it's really good and indented and embossed. So there's that. Let's pull this out. Move this out of the way so we got some room. And let's see what it did. See if it did it. And it did. It did it good. So see that? Well, if you can see it. But now I got gears on my tag. And I want to use the side that's got the more of the raised up instead of the more of the indented. So it looks like we're going to go with this side. It's more raised. So we'll use that side. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I am going to put some gesso over top of this. That way I can, put water and I can work with these crayons a little bit easier. Things will move around better than if I don't have it. I can't really move it. And if I use water, my paper feels like it gets soggy, and I don't want that. Let's see. Do I want this side? Or do I want this side? I'm trying to think here. Which side do I want? I want a good ripply side. Which side's more ripply? This side. Okay, this is the side we're going to put the gesso. I already got me a little bit over here put out. And I'm just using just regular white gesso. And I am going to put some of that on there. And I'm just going to paint it all over it. Just all over it. But yeah, I thought this is going to be a challenge for me because I've not ever really messed with steampunk. But I'm just going to take this gesso and I'm just going to paint it and make sure it gets in them little grooves really good. I want to be able to spread my stuff around, those little crayons, pretty good. And really, you should let this gesso dry on its own, not use the heat gun. But if you're careful, it won't bubble on you. And you can. But if you want to let it dry, it takes it probably about 15-20 minutes. I just don't want to wait that long for video, doing the video. So I am going to use my heat gun and zap it. Okay, make sure I got all in there. I think I do. Okay. Rinse my brush off. Okay. Now let's get the heat gun and let's heat it up a little bit and dry it. Like I said, just don't use, this is my husband's big old heat gun. My little heat gun broke on me a good while ago, so I went to his shop and took his. But anyway, just make sure you don't bubble your gesso. Just zap it enough to get it dry. That's all you need. And you can tell when it's dry, it won't be shiny anymore. But I like holding it up to dry it because it seems like it dries a little faster. Plus I can see if it's bubbling. And I think I pretty much got it. Well, wrong way. But okay, I've got it on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some crayons on here. And I'm going to start with my yellows. I'm going to do these yellows first. And this is a mustard seed. I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow here and there, and then I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to brush it on. This is just a hard bristled stenciling brush is what it is. You can get different type of, you know, blending brushes, but a blending brush has a little bit harder bristles and it goes a lot easier. To help it out a little bit, I'm going to spray some water on my mat and kind of get it wet. That way it kind of goes a little better. And I do want the yellow all over my bottom, my base, because that's what's going to give me my highlights, I think, in my head. That's what I'm seeing. Like I said, I've not ever done steampunk, but I just want to see what we can do here. Alright, got that. Wipe that off a little bit. Now, let's use some red. Let's go red. And this red right here is called a Festive Berries. So we're going to put some red. We're going to have some red going up here. I'm going to go ahead and add some more colors too. I'm going to use a peeled paint. I'm going to put it over in here, in this area. Let's use some, let's see, we used this one, didn't we? This was the mustard seed. Let's use a little darker yellow. This is a fossilized amber. It's kind of more of a little, it's a different shade. Let's put that on there. I'm going to even put some blue. How about that? Let's give it some a mermaid lagoon. Let's give it some of that too. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Curious. We might as well put a little bit brighter green in it. Let's go right in there. Some green. Alright guys, here it goes. Now I'm just going to start blending. See what happens. You're going to look at it and you're going to think, oh my gosh, what's this lady doing? But in the end, it really does turn out pretty. Really, it does. But what I'm doing is I'm needing color. And now we're going to have to get some browns on here. But it's already starting to look good, I think. It's got the colors shining through. So it gives it a little bit of pop. Now, I need to get some browns going. And I think I'm going to start with a walnut stain. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit these gears with that dark walnut stain. To kind of pull the gear patterns out to where they're kind of hidden a little bit. Now they're going to come out. See? Oh, let's get up in here. I think I pretty much got them. What do you think? Alright, the same thing. We're just going to take and we're going to blend it in. Blend it in. And I'm just kind of like shadowing them gears is what I'm doing. See that? Pretty cool. I do think that's pretty cool. So it gives it, you know, a little something something. Now, I want to go with some, where is it? It's a rusty hinge, or do I want to use some, let's do vintage photo next. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going where the little gears are, just kind of going around. And give it a little bit more brown tone, a rustic kind of tone. To me, that's what steampunk is. It's got that rustic bronze look. Let's go with some rusty hinge. That's what I'm going to be using now. Now I'm going to go over these real good with it. This rusty hinge reminds me of just what it says, rustic. Rusty. It's pretty cool. And our last color we're going to use is going to be black. And I'll show you how we're going to put that on there. Or how I'm going to put that on there. Okay. Now, you know, the bottom layer was yellow, and with if you never, with these distress crayons, water, you could take it and you can take off parts of this. So when we get the black on there, then we're going to take a little bit of this off, and you can see how it kind of, you know, you can see up under it some of the yellows a little bit better, because right now it's like, it's all dark, but it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool looking, and it's going to look better once we get some black on there, I think. And this is just that black soot. And you can do this with anything really. You could do it with inks, watercolor, however you want to do it. But I just want to use these crayons. So I'm going to put that over there. I need to get some of this off of here. Okay, put that out. I'm going to spray a little water on my mat. That way I have it. Make sure I got all that off. Now I'm just going to start blending, pulling in this black. Where I had it, I want to blend it. I don't want any rough lines. I just want to shadow it. So it shadows my tag. Just a little frame around it. Well, you can see it. But it's putting a little border around it. And I want to go where my gears are and all. So that brought a little bit of pop to it. Kind of made it more rustic looking. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to take my finger and that water that I put on my mat, I'm going to get it on my finger, and I'm just going to take and I'm going to see how that's lifting off. I don't know how well you can see it, but now I'm just going to kind of go in spots and lift it off. Once I get my little man on here, I'm going to probably end up doing the same thing. I don't want a lot. I just want, you know, kind of make it look. See that? Ooh, I love it. It looks so good. Put some down there. Now, I'm ready to move on to the next step. I'm pretty happy with the way that this looks. I've got some blues shining through, a little bit of reds and coppers and you name it, it's kind of popping through. And like I said, when we get our little things on here, we can always go back and take off some more in some other spots and everything. And I like the way that it's, you know, coming off, and you can see the greens. Oh, it's just pretty. Some off right there. It's just really pretty. So I'm gonna set that aside, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I am going to start using these embossing powders. I'm going to get my mat cleaned off a little bit because I don't need that water anymore. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to distress, put some of this embossing powder on some gears and make them a color. And look at that. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's like a glossy, shiny glass coating. This powder, it's translucent, so isn't it just neat? There's a green one. Can't really see that one very well on camera. Here's one here that I have done. I don't know if you can see him, but see the blue? Is that just not awesome? And this one here's the green. And then I got like a darker, like mossy green. You got your bronze. Is that just not cool? Pretty cool. Really, it is. I just like it. I like it a lot. So, with that being said, which way was we going here? This was the way that I wanted to go. See how different it looks? But we can always go back and add some like little more reds in it, and you know, take off a little bit, add a little bit, you know, just whatever. But anyway, I'm going to set that aside, and that's what we're going to do is put that embossing powder on a few of these gears to use. This one we will most definitely be using on our tag, so we are going to use that one. And I also want to emboss got a butterfly. I think a butterfly would look pretty cool. And I don't have any wings, so I thought, you know, my butterfly is going to be in blue. And I'm going to put it on there. I think it'd be really cool, you know, to have it at least on there. So we're going to do this butterfly. And I'm most definitely going to have to do 2 of these to see what we got. Because we've got this little green one here. So we're going to keep it, and then I need to get that. So the next one I want to do this little butterfly. And when you go to emboss metal or whatever, for me, I found that I could use matte medium, the translucent matte medium, because it will dry on there, and while it's still wet, I can use it to emboss my little stick figure, my little metal things. I've got some already squirted out there. But all I'm going to be using is this acrylic matte medium. It works for me. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but that is my way I'm going to do it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little metal piece. I'm going to get me a little bit of this matte medium on my brush, and I'm just going to brush it on. I don't want a thick coat. I'm just adding some color to it, you know. I don't want a big old thick coat. Because if you put it on thick, it gums up, and then you got clumpy little bubbles on your project, and I'd rather not have it that way. Okay, so I've got me some of that. Now let me get a piece of paper, and I am going to sprinkle some, we're going to use this broken china, okay? It's a really pretty blue. I mean, it is really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up with these little tweezers. These tweezers here, you have to squeeze them to open them, and they've got the little handle here. These tweezers is what I use whenever I'm melting for jewelry and stuff. I can't even think of what it's called. Anyway, I hold this and I use a torch. But okay, so let me put, it's going to hold my little butterfly, okay? And now I'm just going to sprinkle some of this powder on it. And tap some of it off. Okay, now we got to get our heat gun, and I'm just gonna, you know, put the heat on it, and we may have to add another coat to it if I want it a little darker. I don't know, but like I said, it's going to be translucent. So we'll see what it looks like. So I'm going to take my heat gun, and I'm going to heat it up a little bit, let it get hot, and then I'm going to bring it over to my butterfly. I'm over this way, and I'm going to start putting some heat on it. Now you will see it melt. It starts to get shiny, and it starts, you know, to run. So you can see it when it starts getting that glossy. Takes it just a little bit. That metal's got to heat up. Oh, this is going to be pretty. Wait till y'all see this, guys. I think I'm not going to put another coat. I think I like it just like this. It's really dead pretty. Let's look at it. Oh man, how pretty is that? Look at that. That's going to be gorgeous on there. Oh, yes indeed. Okay, so we've got that. Let me get that off of there. All right, so I've got that. That's good. Now I don't want no more blue, so I'm just going to get rid of this powder. Put it back in the jar that it came out of. Okay, put my lid on. Let's go with, let's see, do we want, I think we might, let's use some of this cracked pistachio on one of these darker ones here. Let's do it on this one. Okay, let's get us a more medium on our brush. And let's brush it on this one. So you don't want it thick, because if it gets thick, it gums up. So kind of, and sometimes with these gears it's kind of hard to get down in there. Anyway, I'm really having fun with the steampunk thing. I tell you, I was kind of nervous, and I've been thinking, I don't even want to start this one because it's way out of my area. But I am glad that I was chosen to make the video for this, and it is really fun. So, or I am having fun. Okay, let's put that on there. Let's get our cracked pistachio. You don't want to tap all your powder off. You want to make sure you got some on there, because if you don't, it don't work. So heat this gun up again, and let's zap it. See how well it goes. Now this one I might want to put another color on it. I don't know, or another layer. I don't know if you can see the little white bubbling. There it goes. Now it's starting to melt. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some more on it. Right in this corner here is where some of the medium got. I'm just going to kind of push it off. And while I'm still hot, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit more embossing powder, or embossing glaze. And now it's going to make it a little bit darker, not as translucent, but it's still going to have that glass effect. So you're going to see it form little bubbles, and then it's going to take off running. That looks good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, I wish y'all could see this. This is like a metallic blue, and this one's like a metallic green. But it's like a, man, it's just hard to tell you guys. Okay, so we got that one. It's just not too hot for me. While I got that holding, I'm going to go in there and trim off some of this, that ran, some of that medium. I don't want that on there. Get it back here, I can pick it off. Yeah. Okay, you fixed it. Okay, so there's that one. Well, can't really see how much, but man, I'm telling y'all, it adds a big kick to it. I wished I had some yellows, but I don't. Okay. Let's get this in the jar. And I think that's all I'm going to do. But anyway, you got the idea of how I did that. Okay, I'm going to move this aside, bring my tag back over, and what are we going to have our little man to sit on? I never did figure out what I was going to have him to sit on. Do a clock. It's a little tall. Let's see what I got in here. Thought I had a round clock. I do, right there. We'll put him on that. He can sit there on a clock. How's that? Sounds good to me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take some my archival ink, and I'm going to get rid of those little white edges on this. And what better yet to do it with? Black. This will be pretty cool. See what we can do with this clock. Okay, get that up out of the way. Now, with that being said, I need to figure out how I'm going to set him. See, we're going to put the clock, how's it go? This way? Yeah. We're going to put the clock like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll put the clock like that. Right there. We're going to take our little man. We're going to set him there. And we're going to have that there. Man, this is really pretty. I'm going to put a butterfly right there. Right there. Put a butterfly there. Let's get some of that glue. See how the glue, or that medium, ran to the back? And let's put the gear right there. Or should I go with this big gear? I'm going to go with that big gear. I don't know. Or maybe this gear. I like that gear. That gear there. Put that there. Let's see. Sit that back here behind him like that. Butterfly. I think I want the butterfly over here. We'll put this back here, and then put this one right there. What do you think? I think that'll work. I think that will work. Now, what else I got in here? Little wings. That ain't gonna go. So I got some little hands. Little hand. Okay. There's a thought, but I want some more red. I think it needs more red. This one needs a little bit more red, I do believe. So I'm going to add a little bit more red. Like I said, see, you can go back and you can add, take off. Whatever you want to do. I'm gonna do. I'm after a rustic look. And it can't hurt anything. I mean, if you get it taken off, add you some more. Okay, so let's put a little bit more of this mustard. Is it mustard seed? Yeah. A little bit of yellow there. A little bit of yellow coming out there. A little more yellow there. The way the yellow pops. And it gives it some highlights. Ha! I think so. See how it's coming? Ooh! Woo! I'm liking it. Let's tap it in there so it blends a little bit. But I ain't even gonna go back over that. I'm gonna leave it right there. I like that yellow coming through. I like that. Only thing is right there in the center. I do think I'm gonna take some of that off. See? There. There. I really like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta stop. You start taking off, it's like, oh, I see this and I see that. Now I better leave it alone or I'm not going to have no color. But there it is. I like that. I like that a lot. And your clock is going to go down. We're going to go ahead and get that clock glued down. Let's get that clock on there. Let's get the clock on there. Okay, where's my one? One. I want the clock right. Let's put that on there like that. Okay. Now I want something in the middle, but what do I really want in the middle? That's really got some numbers on it there. That is pretty cool. Can y'all see that? It's got numbers. It came from a watch. These are little watch gears. And I think I got a little bitty arm I could use. Too much. We won't use that. Maybe somewhere else. I don't want to use that either. What do I want to put in the middle of that thing? Something just to get me. I think I might do that. How would that look? No, he needs something bigger. I really think I'm going to do that. And have him sitting on it. I do think that. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's just go ahead and glue that on there. Get it up out of the way. This is the one that's got that glass, that embossing glaze on it. So let's get that up out of the way. Now, if I get on the little hand, I need a little hand. I need two little hands. But it needs to be big enough to go over that. Huh. Can't find it. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so we got that. Now he's going to sit there. He's going to sit right there on it. Like that. Now, I want to put my butterfly right there. Butterfly's going to go up there, so let's get the butterfly down. Let's get the butterfly on there so I can start drying. And where's my water? Do I got some water still? Yeah. Okay, where's my water brush? I don't have no water in it, but I'm going to use it to outline this butterfly. Why not? I don't know how steampunky I'm going. Like I said, this is out of my realm, but I'm liking it. Pull some of this up this way. Pull it up that way. Okay. Yes, I like that. Okay, so we got that. He's going to sit right there. I don't want to put him yet. He's not going to go just yet. I'm going to try to get these gears on here first of where I want to put them. I think I'm going to put that little balloon because balloons like this, aren't they, steampunk? I think so. Let's ink up around it. And let's add this little balloon up here. Because, you know, we've got a bunch of gears in our background on our tag. So let's add that right there on the edge. Yep. And let's put this there behind him. So we're going to glue it down, get some glue on this one. So he's going to be sitting there. And we're going to put that right there. It's going to go right there. Put our little man back on there. So what we got, we need a gear over here. And I want something different. I don't want to keep using that same gear. Ooh, here's one. We shall use you. You shall be there. He's going to go right there. How about that? Yep. Let's put that right here. Okay. So we got our little man. He's going to sit right like that. And that little clock. And what else can we do? Can we put some more gears on it? Should we put one down there? Or should we put a gear over here under that butterfly? Or right about there by his head? I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to put it over here. Yep, it's going to go right there. I decided. Let me make sure I get it right. Go right there. Now I can get my little man glued down. Guys, I think we're about done. Let's see, are we going to put... I was going to put... this, because it's got gears on it. I don't think so. I was going to do a chain. Should I put a chain? Decisions. Should I put a chain like that? To go in there? What do y'all think? I got a heart, but he don't need no heart. I think I will do the chain. I really do. So with that being said, I want it to loop. I want to loop. So it's going to have to go like that. It will have to go like that. But it's not really going to do anything whenever you put it in something. So only if you hang it off of something. So, I don't know. I talked myself out of it. I think that's about all I'm going to do to it. It just needs something right there. So, I'm thinking I might put that little time thing here. Yeah. Let's put this on there. This little clock arm. It can go on there. And we're going to be done with our tag. I'm so excited. Put that on there. Like I said, the glue's going to dry clear. And let's get him on there. Oh, yay! And then we'll see if there's any that we need to take off or brighten up. My very first steampunk. So you guys get to share my very first steampunk project. And I'm liking it. Smash it down. It's going to take him a bit to stick. I might put that arm down there. Like that. I didn't put no words, but that's okay. I got all this stuff on it. It's just going to take it a bit to stick. Alright, while that's going to stick, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this arm. Should I do it across him? Kind of like he's holding it. Nah, we ain't gonna use it. I think I got enough on there. But now I'm wanting to brighten up a little bit here and a little bit here. So I'm gonna take some of my water. I'm just gonna brighten up a little bit. Just so you can kind of see them stand out. My little tissue, see? Make sure you get stuck down in there. Get a little bit of this off. For the round by the butterfly. And I think, guys, we've got our steampunk. We did our steampunk. I did it. I don't know how good it is, but I did it. I tried. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. We've got our little steampunk tag, and I hope that it brings some inspiration to someone. And happy crafting, everyone.